Alam mo yung masakit dito, Mr. Chairman, parang mahirap ka na nga. Yun na yung challenge eh, di ba? Ang dami mong problema sa buhay kasi mahirap ka, iniisip mo yung pagkain, iniisip mo kinabukasan ng mga anak mo, iniisip mo papaaralin mo yung mga anak mo. At ang masakit pa dyan, dahil mahirap ka, pwede kang mawalan ng boses. Simply because there is a possible abuse. Kita nga natin, even Senator Laila de Lima did not escape that. Kasi the way things were transcending, it was very obvious that cases being filed against her were all made for a purpose. Walang ebidensya, puro gawa-gawa, mga pekeng balita. With that, Mr. Chair, it's really very important for this committee before the 19th Congress adjourns by next year.
Hindi ako naniniwala na 20,000 na napatay, collateral damage. So, nakakita nung ganung terrible, ang daming napatay, collateral damage ang magiging dahilan. I'd like to recognize Congresswoman Janette Garin for her manifestation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And of course, with the indulgence of our colleagues and the resource person. First and foremost, Mr. Chair, allow me to commend our former Secretary of Justice and former Senator whose strength we really admired because women are usually perceived to be less stronger than men. But in the case of Senator Laila de Lima, she has proven otherwise. All the fake news, all the mudslinging, all the videos that actually assassinated her character, her family, and everything just because she was doing her job. It's a proof that in certain occasions, if there is some malice in a leader that leads a country, they can always assassinate the character of a person who would do good. Because a person who does good, when demonized, is actually a step towards evil. And this is a thing that has been experienced not only by Senator Laila de Lima, but even by some Filipino scientists that up to this point of time are still suffering because of fake news, infodemic, and character assassination. Mr. Chair, just to move forward, because let me take advantage of the presence of our resource persons here. In the first hearing of this committee, it was plotted, and I was referring to the extent, to the number of deaths that were occurring during the Duterte administration. Is this a normal occurrence in a certain country, or is it like an outlier, or is it also happening in other countries?
Your Honor, if you're referring to the drug war killings, then ours, the situation in the Philippines is extraordinary. And that's why the ICC decided to intervene. Yes, all countries would always have their anti-drug campaigns, because that is, in fact, the duty of the state to go after illegal drug perpetrators. But the manner that this was implemented during Duterte's time really caught the attention of the international community. You know, there are various groups, international groups, and even governments, including EU and US, they all condemned this drug war killings. So I'm not saying that is the only one of its kind. There may be other countries that have also committed ills in undertaking their anti-drug campaign, but ours really has been extraordinary under Duterte because of the magnitude of the killings in the name of the war on drugs.
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, there were a lot of whispers, but I'm not sure if these are accurate or not. But there were whispers that confidential funds or intelligence funds were being used as a price cap for. I'm actually taking off on the questions of the Honorable Adyong. because he was asking why all this impunity? What will make somebody work for it? And I actually do not believe that money, simple money, except in extreme cases, can push somebody to kill a fellow Filipino. And it can be a combination of both. So, pwedeng may threat ba? Meron bang bounty? Or is there a threat that you will be losing your job or you'll be given an assignment that is far from your family? All these acts that can actually push somebody to the wall, and that takes away the wisdom of their core existence. Maybe Attorney Colmenares or former Senator Laila de Lima and the others can shed light on this. Because in aid of legislation, Mr. Chair, this can actually be looked into how government funds are sometimes being used to let's say, assassinate the character and even the mental health of government employees and government officials for that matter.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may, yes, definitely. In fact, we were one of those who filed a petition before the court on the use of confidential fund, and because confidential fund, no matter if they say it's audited, it's very difficult to audit, and in fact, you can get away with anything there. And there has been, of course, a public statement on the part of the president that yes, confidential fund was being used against you. So that was, in fact, the basis of the privileged speech of Congresswoman Franz Castro. So yes, that is a part of that. That's why there is always a demand on Congress that these confidential funds first it's not given to a civilian office in the first place. And secondly, there has to be an auditing process on this because it can be used on anything, even maligning members of the opposition, not just drug suspects for that matter or activists for that matter, but even members of the opposition, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Attorney Neri.
Mr.
I'm
Chair.
sorry, I would not want to stop anyone, but I have a meeting to.
Yeah.
To
If I can put forward my last comment, Mr. Chair.
okay.
Yeah. The reason why I asked this, because it's very obvious that listening to the series of hearings that this committee has taken for the past weeks and the past months, it's quite obvious. Alam mo yung masakit dito, Mr. Chairman, parang mahirap ka na nga. Yun na yung challenge di ba? Ang dami mong problema sa buhay kasi mahirap ka, iniisip mo yung pagkain, iniisip mo kinabukasan ng mga anak mo, iniisip mo papaaralin mo yung mga anak mo. At ang masakit pa dyan, dahil mahirap ka, pwede kang mawalan ng boses simply because there is a possible abuse of power, of people in power who are going to use taxpayers' money to put pressure on delivering lifeless bodies as a mask, maybe for something only God knows. So with this, Mr. Chair, at nakita nga natin, even Senator Laila de Lima did not escape that kasi the way things were transcending, it was very obvious that cases being filed against her were all made for a purpose. Walang ebidensya, puro gawa-gawa, mga pekeng balita. With that, Mr. Chair, it's really very important for this committee, before the 19th Congress adjourns by next year, everything should be in place so that this will not be a repeat. Because in the Philippines, where the literacy rate is expected to be at 99%, this has no place in our society. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. And I look forward to your continuing this hearing so that once and for all, poke-yokes will be in place na ibig sabihin talagang wala nang lusot at hindi na mauulit yung mga ganitong abuso.
Thank you, Congresswoman Janette. No, there's still a lot of questions to be asked. We will also be asking the Philippine National Police to make a study of this, no, so that we could be able to make a better legislation. Because look, for example, like Colonel Patay, who is still active in the service, no. Where's Colonel Patay? Okay. When he became the station commander of Batasan, only about 8 months. in his stewardship, more than 100 people were killed. You see, I'll be asking him other questions. I cannot ask right now. So, Colonel Patay, I expect you to be here next hearing. Colonel Patay, I expect you to be here next hearing. Okay? Because there's still a lot of questions to be asked. I'd like to find out from him if he still believes in Oplan Tokhang today. I would like to find out from him if he still believes in double barrel today. When the Director General has said that wala na yan eh. Oh, I would like to find out. Sapagkat this is something that must really be over with, no? Completely. For example, kasi hindi ako naniniwala na 20,000 ang napatay, collateral damage. So, nakakita nung ganung terrible, ang daming napatay, collateral damage ang magiging dahilan. Alright, anyway, mga kaibigan, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo. At yes,
Yes, Mr. Chair,
Congressman.
Mr. Chair, I would like to manifest lang, napabalikin yung mga, meron pa tayong mga tanong. Of
Yes,
course,
yes,
kahit nga
we
po
will.
si General Romeo Karamat, in 24 hours ay 32 ang namatay sa Bulacan. So, patay sa Bulacan with the operation. Marami pa po tayong mga tanong and sa ilan sa mga narito, and we just run out of time. Talagang kailangan nating isa-isahin,
Yes,
Mr. Chair. So I would like to make a motion that they be invited again for the next
They will
hearing,
be
Mr.
invited.
Chair.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
They'll be invited. We will still be inviting the former president. We shall still be inviting Senator De La Rosa in this hearing. We will be inviting them, although we will not issue any show cause order on them, but we are going to continue inviting them. Okay?
Mr. Chair, in relation to that, Mr. Chair, I think the committee is I don't know, we are barely suspending today, no? I believe we are suspending. So ibig sabihin, continuing quorum.
Yes.
With that is also continuing invitation. So I hope that all of our guests here, even without you receiving an official invitation, the fact that you're here and this is a continuing quorum, this is a continuing investigation, please
Perhaps
Kasi continuing naman po yung investigation.
perhaps our resource speakers would realize that we are working here.
Yeah.
You know, we're working here. I have a meeting to attend to at 7:30. It's 7:30 already, and I'd be late. Oh, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, I have a briefing with the fisher folk in Zambales and Pangasinan. They'll be coming here. Oo. Kaya kina-cancel ko na nga eh. Because I'm actually tired. See? Kaya mga kaibigan, maraming salamat. Senator De Lima, thank you for coming and being with us
Thank you.
today. I hope that when we invite you, you can come again to be with us. All right. Maraming salamat sa ating mga biktima, no? Well, is there any motion to suspend?
Motion to suspend, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Pinabay yung second to suspend? Suspension is approved.